It's 2025, guys, and I am back, but back for one video only. Of course, I've got to come back for the 2025 Scalextric releases, and it is one of the best releases in years, in my opinion. So let's get into it. Okay, so if you're looking for a video on all the full releases from Scalextric, then unfortunately this isn't the video for you. But don't go, because I am going to be giving you my top picks and impressions, bit of history, so it's a bit more interesting than just cars going across the screen. If you do want to check out the full releases from Scalextric, then I'd recommend you go and watch Track Fans TV, of course, Pete, and that slot car guy Travis. Now Travis's first video is okay, but his second video is a lot better, and he's deep dived into the releases a bit more, and he has actually got first molds from Scalextric. So if you jump on over to Travis's channel, have a look at that. That was really good, really insightful. So thanks for posting that. I believe that the pictures were released to Pendle, and Pendle have then sent them to Travis. So it is a fresh 2025 release, and I am looking forward to 2025 in terms of slot car releases across all brands, of course, because already we've seen some really, really nice cars come in from all manufacturers. Let's dive into this. I live my life a quarter mile at a time. Nothing else matters. Not the mortgage, not the store, not my team and all their bullshit. For those 10 seconds or less, I'm free. And of course, that is a quote from The Fast and the Furious. Huge, huge franchise coming to Scalextric with the release of the Fast and the Furious set. That was kind of leaked a bit early. I say leaked, it was kind of out there anyway. But so we've got the Fast and the Furious cars individually, and we've got the Fast and the Furious set. So we've got the Supra, the Mark IV Supra, looking really nice. Brian O'Connor's car, played by Paul Walker, R.I.P. Very sad. When he died, obviously it was not nice. So a legend there. We've got Dom's Charger, the 1970, with the blower on top. Really, really nice car. I do have that in Lego, but I really want that in Scalextric form as well. And this one looks very nice indeed. Of course, we have then got the RX-7 that Dom drives in the first race against Brian in the 1995 Mitsubishi Eclipse RS. That was, if you remember, the start of the film where they're racing. But Brian's car malfunctions and Dom wins the race, of course. So yeah. But then obviously he goes on to then infiltrate Dom's team and crew, and yeah, and then obviously has that Mark IV Toyota Supra that he builds in Dom's garage, and the whole thing just escalates from there. And it's great film. Go and watch it. For all the younger slot car racers out there, if you're old enough, go watch it and get excited for the release. So 3 cars and a set are coming for the Fast and the Furious, and interesting enough, something that people haven't picked up on, I don't think, in my opinion, is the Hot Laps app. It's not going to be the same as the previous released Puma Hot Laps. I don't know how they're going to do it with the app, whether there's going to be another app or an option to choose which set you want to use on the app. I'm not sure about that. Nothing's really been released. Hopefully, we'll get some more details soon. But you can see by this image here, we've got the Fast and the Furious hot laps. It's all branded up. LA Street Race, Tokyo Street, Rio Street. So easy, medium, hard. Obviously, I can imagine people putting more of like a Tokyo, like a drift style track, making something like that, and then running the app with that. It's really fun to mess around with that kind of stuff and see what you can create. So I do think that this new Hot Laps arcade style box sets are really good. I have the Puma one myself. I've downloaded the app. You can use it as a lap counter, or you can play the arcade game. So it's really nice to see that they're bringing out something that, and you can just download the app and use it with any existing track. So it's really kind of adding value. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to see on that one what happens with the app, whether the app gets updated to host multiple different sets, or if it's going to be a standalone. You buy like the Hot Laps Puma. You download the Hot Laps Puma app, you download the Fast and the Furious app, but then they're going to have lots of different apps. So it'll be interesting to see how they manage that. Just something to mention on these sets. Now, these are really good starter sets because they come with 5.3 meters of track. And then if we're looking at other sets that offer more than that, then we're starting to go up to 300 to 700 pounds. So this is the most track that you're going to get in a set at a decent price, in my opinion. So it is a large set compared to some of the other sets that they put out. It is a little bit more interesting as well, a bit longer straight. So this is perfect to get you started, and then you can get some additional track on top of that to expand a little bit more. So the track space required is 210 by 140. That is pretty big. So there we go. The only thing that's going to give you more than that is the Arc Pro set, which is £700. So, 160 versus 700 to get started. For most people, they're going to go on the lower end. A few people are going to go dive straight into that 700 or upgrade and go straight into that 700. So there's something to think about. That's one of the reasons why I picked that setup, was the track length and the branding on the track. It is actually branded with the Hot Laps branding, so it is unique, collectible, etc. So there we go. Anyway, moving on from that iconic franchise, we have got another iconic franchise in my opinion, which is the Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons. Now, this is very dear to me because I watched the show, and I had some of the cars as well. So I actually had a die-cast SPV vehicle with had like an ejector seat. You press the top and it shot out. So very cool. Really like what they've done here. It's fun. It's TV, obviously TV themed, but it will appeal maybe only to UK purchasers. But either way, it's iconic and very collectible, and there is a lot of collectible stuff around that series. So yeah, I think they've done well. Really do like that SPV. I think that's like a tank, isn't it, going down the track, taking out other cars. So um, I think it will go pretty well. Like some of the bigger cars, you wouldn't expect to go well. I think because they're so wide and they're so big that they just like stick to the track. Um, yeah, I'm surprised. Like the monster trucks, you wouldn't expect the monster trucks to go as well as they do, and they actually go pretty well. They're top heavy, but they've got some turn of speed. But there we go. So moving on now to one of the most requested cars It's got to be one of the most requested cars. It's the Volvo 850 Estate doing so well, Scalextric doing so well. So this is the BTCC, so it will be a viable option for club racers in BTCC um, race categories as a car to race. I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm hoping that with the length of the car, you'll be able to put quite a lot of weight in it. It's quite wide, and it might turn into a really good car that you can actually race. But we'll have to see how it handles. But just, I mean, who's not going to pick this car up? It appeals to people in different countries. Everyone can relate to it, and it's just such an iconic car. Um, Powerful car. I've been in 850s before, and they do fly. So yeah, I mean, I own a Volvo. Um, I love Volvos. I think they're great in terms of safety, power, comfortable, etc., etc. So big thumbs up from me. Now, something that isn't everyone's cup of tea, but something that you know sometimes people like older cars, newer cars. You've there is something for everyone in this release. So the Porsche 963, in my opinion, I really do like it. It's not my favorite in terms of class of cars to race. I do have a few LMP cars, but they're not my favorite cars to race. But I wouldn't say no to this. Definitely not. I think the quality, the looks, I just think, that is going to go very well. Performance, it's low. You can add weight. These cars tend to go very quick. So in terms of that, if you're looking for speed, if you're looking for, now they don't always tend to handle that well. The back sometimes, because they are so big, kicks out. So I wouldn't say it's the most fun car to drive, but they are very quick, and if you get them set up right, then they should be a good car. So moving on. Now we've got the box sets. Fantastic. Really like these. I wouldn't say no to any of these box sets. Probably one of my favorite just because I am a bit more biased towards um, rallying is the McRae Legends pack. Now, wow. Who is not going to pick that up? Epic. We've also got the Monaco Grand Prix Twin Pack. Really nice. Um, really good that Scalextric are doing the older Grand Prix cars, and very collectible and very quick as well. We've obviously got the touring cars as well. Was that the Spa pack? Um, so we've got the BMWs, and finally we've then got the F1 McLaren set. Is that the Gordon Murray set? And the Ken Miles car collection as well with the Cobra. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say no to any of these, to be honest. I just think they are on the more expensive side. If you've got a triple pack, then you are paying quite a lot of money, but you are getting a nice box with it, and those are only going to go up in value. So you pay that, but then they're going to hold the value if you don't use them, or they're just a nice collector's piece as well. Moving on, we have got the BRM P57 Lorenzo Bandini. Really nice again, retro, love it. I think they've got a nice balance now of retro cars as well as current cars, and it seems to be working quite well. We've got the RX-7, but this is the non-modified street version. We've got the Nürburgring 2024. Yeah, Nürburgring 24-hour 2007, not 2024. Yeah, I mean, the livery's okay. I think the actual car will look better than this, so we'll just have to wait. But yeah, I mean, So moving on to HO, guys. So Scalextric for me have put the nail in the coffin. They've sealed, you know, they've basically just killed off HO in the UK, unfortunately. We've got 3 releases for the cars. We've got the Batwheels cars, all Batwheels, which is the Netflix series, children's series, which is good. It ties that in, gets children interested in buying the product. My pick from that would be the like the Joker car. I think they call it the prank car. So that will be my buy. It looks pretty cool. And I'm sure most kids will be really, really happy with that. But it's very limited in terms of age. You're looking at between kind of 3 and 5 years old, which, yes, that's okay. But what about the older adults? What about the older kids, teenagers, adults? Just because it's HO doesn't mean it's just for children. And that's something that Scalextric have got massively wrong since they changed the track system. Been banging my head against the wall and find it very frustrating that they cannot see that there can be a market. We've got HO clubs in the UK. Adults do want to use smaller scale. The simple reason why adults want to use smaller scale is because new houses are smaller. We don't have the space for huge 132 track layouts, unfortunately, unless you are very lucky, which, people want to experience a good quality car, a good livery, lights, everything that the other companies are doing well in the smaller scale. And Scalextric, unfortunately, for whatever reason, don't see that. But there we go. So another good thing that they are doing, actually, Scalextric, are having a set that's priced at only $34.99. Now, that's going to draw a lot of families into buying this product, get the product into the hands of smaller children, and then hopefully that will carry them on their journey, and they will buy and purchase, for example, like the supercars set that's coming out, which is the figure of 8 but the 132 with um, the super resistant cars. So that is kind of a nice kind of progression. But as I said, we've got other companies. Now, if we take a look at what Scalextric used to produce in the smaller scale, now this was very exciting in terms of a product. You've got nice box art, something that's going to appeal to teenagers and the slightly older child, but also to the younger child as well. You've got a track mat, something that you used to get in train sets, as well as the micro sets. And some of the micro sets used to come with like a cardboard kind of scenery and things like that. So play value has gone down. There's not that much in terms of play value on the, you're not buying a set and it's got a few bits of cardboard scenery. That's not there. Everything's focused at very young children. Whether they've found that the HO range is not making any money, well, I would argue that other companies are monopolizing on that. SCX and Carrera Go are absolutely having a field day, Scalextric, over the smaller scale. They're taking the market share where you should be realizing that, yes, there is a market. Yes, HO is a viable option in the UK. And people do want that product. It might be a bit niche, but you've got to kind of figure that out and draw the sales, and it can be done. If we take a look, for example, at SCX and Carrera Go as an example, SCX have stormed over the last few years, stormed into kind of a great position. They've got great products. They've got lots of different track layouts, bigger track layouts, smaller track layouts, different price points, and they've got the cars to go with it. LED lights. These cars, 1/43rd scale cars, have got proper guide blades that rotate instead of fixed. That means the cars can kick out, and there's lots of accessories to go with it. Same with Carrera Go, that seems to have been a stronger performer against Scalextric. But fight back. You can make a good product, you can make a smaller scale, and the reason why a smaller scale is becoming ever increasingly popular, and I've noticed on social media that that is the case. A lot more people are running Carrera Go 1/43rd scale tracks because of space. You can get a lot more track in the space. If you've only got a small house, because a lot of new build houses in European countries, especially in like cities or you know um, neighborhoods that haven't got the space of the countryside, they are smaller plots. You don't have space for a huge 132 track. A lot of people would love that, but they haven't got that. So then what do they get in replace of that that still offers them the experience that they're looking for? 1/43rd scale or HO scale. AFX, the reason why that is so strong is because they consistently put out good sets, good cars, high detail, and it is a great product. It's a product that I grew up with, and that's what we need. Hopefully, I don't have to sell my the new micro sets that I've got, but it's ever increasingly kind of as the years go on, no releases really with cars. Last year it was okay in terms of accessories. We had the spiral supports. I thought that was a really good product. Really enjoyed using that. But we just desperately need liveried cars and to increase the range and think about play value. Like, why haven't you done a Lego HO set for the younger children? Why haven't you done like a Hot Wheels crossover? I don't know about licensing, but there's lots of things you could explore to really drive the sets, drive the cars, and drive HO scale in the UK and make it good again, make it big again. Let it go up against SCX and Carrera Go. I just hope that, it doesn't die a death over the next few years, because what it used to be to what it is now is a sad state of affairs, unfortunately. Anyway, overall, fantastic. 132 scale, you are sorted. Scalextric have done a really good job. I just hope the quality control is there in 2025. Okay, until next time, guys. It might be a few months. I don't know when another video is going to come out, but take care. Keep it in the slot.